If you've been following what Atomos have been up to over the last few years, you will have noticed that a lot of it has been about this new cloud workflow that they've been designing. They've been busy at work adding cloud connectivity to pretty much all of their products now. But the big question that I keep hearing from customers is, well, why? Those who actually use cloud workflows like Frame.io get it. But a lot of people, they never use cloud workflows at all and have never really considered it either. Yet. And I think that's the key thing, which I guess Atomos is banking on. These people haven't fallen in love with cloud workflows yet. And they could well be onto something. There's a decent chance that in the future, connecting your camera to the internet is just commonplace across huge sectors of the industry in the same way that connecting your camera to an Atomos to record with it is now commonplace across wide sectors of the industry. But I don't think we're quite there yet. When a lot of these cloud features were announced, they weren't really, to be honest, in a place where they were that useful for the vast majority of us. But things have definitely progressed. So we wanted to sit back and refresh ourselves, not on the actual products themselves, but on the cloud services. Why would you want to connect one of these to the internet? And what does that actually enable you to do? Well, Atomos have their Cloud Studio website, which you can essentially think of as the secure hub to control anything to do with the entire cloud workflow. This is what the products are actually linking and talking to, and then from here you can control what actually happens to your footage once it's uploaded, basically point it in different directions if you like. So to help keep things simple, let's group these into 4 main areas. You have live production, camera to cloud, Atomos Edit, and remote view. I won't be going through the process of actually physically connecting each device to the cloud, but Atomos have made it incredibly simple and easy. And once they're connected, you just have to turn them back on and connect them again to the internet, and then they're ready to go. They're already linked to your Cloud Studio account. So let's go through each of those 4 key areas in turn. So Atomos actually have a full-blown cloud live production suite here, which I think is something that a lot of people don't know. And you can do that at multiple different levels of complexity. So firstly, you can do this in a very simple fashion and just take any Atomos device that's connected to the internet and point it to YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitch, or a custom RTMP address to do a nice and simple live stream. And of course you can combine that with their Atom X switcher accessory or anything else like a Blackmagic A10 Mini, for example, anything you want to. But then to take that to the next level, we have the live shows. Now these do cost extra. They have a credits-based system that is used in a couple of these different areas. Basically, productions cost credits per hour, and then this cost ramps up or down depending on how complex your show is. I'm not going to get into all the details of this in this video as it would just get too long, but if you want to know more about that and the pricing involved, it's all laid out quite clearly on Atomos' website. Essentially though, this is a full cloud switching program, where you can connect different Atomos devices that can be anywhere in the world in completely different locations and switch between them as if they were all in the same room. You can add HTML graphics and you can stream to multiple destinations. Plus, you can connect their iPad app to control the production and switch sources. And you can connect Apple TVs as well to be monitors wherever they're needed, and even iPhones, which you can then use for intercom. And you can have multiple of these all connected at the same time, all from anywhere in the world. On a similar note, Atomos also have a cloud editing solution as well called Atomos Edit. Now this is in beta, and obviously a full-blown editing solution is a very big ask. This isn't in a state right now where it can compete with Resolve or Premiere or Final Cut. But no one is going to be using this really as their primary edit platform right now. I don't think so anyway. But I don't think it's really meant to be that, at least not right now. I mean, who knows what might happen in the future. But for now, I think this is really for fast-paced, simple edits where the team has to work remotely. It's completely cloud-based. so it can be run on any computer, no matter how powerful that computer is, and no files are stored locally on that computer at all. You can upload files normally, of course, from anywhere, or access a library of stock footage. But the bit that's really useful is that you can be pointing one or more of your Atomos devices to that exact editing project which you need them to be. And then you can upload proxy versions of the files while they're being recorded and directly up into the edit, while someone else sat anywhere in the world on any computer with a decent internet connection is already editing away. Now this could be fantastic for same-day edits for events, or for simple journalism and news that is happening outside of that well-established broadcast workflow. Or maybe just a way of impressing clients. While your shoot is happening, someone back at base is already putting together a quick little mood board assembly of the footage while they're doing other things, and that is just going to be delivered straight away in order to get the client excited and on board as soon as the filming is finished. Then to take that even further and combine it with more established workflows is camera to cloud. This is perhaps the cloud feature that has been getting the most attention and adoption so far. With Atomos, it works with Frame.io and Sony CI Media, both of which are essentially two alternative versions of the same thing. They're a platform that lets you upload the footage as proxies and then bring it into your existing editing software automatically, so that the editor can start working simultaneously. Very similar to what the Atomos Edit solution we just talked about does, but this is working locally with your existing editing software, be it Premiere, Resolve, Avid, or Final Cut. And I'm going to focus on Frame.io here, as I think it's generally the more popular of the two systems, and that's probably because it's already included in Adobe Creative Cloud. So if you're a Premiere Pro user, you likely already have this in your Adobe account. So point your Atomos device to Frame.io, and it will upload proxy files of each of your clips, and then they're just going to appear automatically in your editing software from anywhere in the world. Simple as that. So this has similar advantages to Atomos Edit, which we just spoke about, of course, but it is a bit more suited for bigger projects where you really want to be living inside your normal professional editing software, and for situations where you're going to be relinking back up the full resolution files rather than just simply delivering those proxy files for speed. So this is useful in all sorts of situations. It's still very useful in the event space, as time is always of the essence there, but this also is widely used in the corporate and commercial space. Picture a shoot for your brand is happening on location in, let's say Greece. They can have an Atomos on their camera for monitoring and recording RAW, which is also uploading those proxy files to Frame.io, and an editor is sitting back in the office in London working on a rough cut edit before the shooting day is even done. Then they can give feedback and even an assembly edit of the day's work delivered to the director and the crew before the second day of filming, so that that crew is going to know what is working and what isn't working while there is still time to do something about it while they're on location. Or perhaps the editor isn't just involved yet, but the director wants to sit in their hotel room reviewing rushes on their iPad, while the client and marketing team can also see those same rushes from anywhere else in the world and see what's going on location. All of that just happening automatically without the production having to worry about it. It is a really powerful workflow. Now, there are lots of ways of using Frame.io and Sony CI Media, of course, and you can just upload the footage yourself, or some cameras can even upload directly from the camera. But what I like about the Atomos system is that it is something that you likely want to have on your rig anyway, as they're so useful as monitor recorders. And it is incredibly easy to use and set up. And while filming, you don't even have to think about it. It's just going to create those proxies and upload them all by itself once it gets an internet connection. Or even while those clips are being recorded if you have an internet connection where you're filming. It is a really well streamlined solution. The last cloud feature is called Remote View. This is a feature I really wish we'd had during the COVID pandemic. It is so simple and just lets you privately and securely share the screen of your Atmos over the internet to another Atomos. or a Mac, or an iPhone, iPad, or Apple TV, so that those devices can see what's happening on set, but from anywhere else on the world. Imagine like a wireless video transmitter like a Teradek or a Holyland or an Axoon, something like that, but rather than working locally, just works over the public internet to anywhere else. This is an amazing feature for remote directors and looping in clients and stakeholders from anywhere else in the world. It's secure as well because it's all done through Atomos Cloud, and it will only go to those specific setup devices. And it's customizable as well. You can do multi-view of various different kinds, and you can add watermarks to it for security, even sending different watermarks to each different monitor output that you've registered as well. So there's a lot here that is designed around peace of mind for security. So those are the 4 main areas of Atomos' cloud features as it stands right now in April 2024. Live production, Atomos Edit, camera to cloud, and remote view. Now there's a lot going on here, and it is changing all the time, of course. And so it will be really interesting to see how these different areas progress over the next year or so. But for now, let's go back to the original question of this video. Why would you want to connect your Atomos to the cloud? Well, I think the way to be thinking about these Atomos recorders is as a Swiss Army knife for production. And they've always been that, being both a monitor and recorder after all. So this streaming functionality is really just another string to the bow for Atomos. These cloud functions don't replace what an Atomos has always been. These are still fantastic monitor recorders, and they're still fantastic at both of those jobs. Atomos just want you to have one on top of your camera, and then they're going to work on making that do as much as it possibly can. And of course, connecting it to the internet just unlocks a whole world of possibilities for them to do that. And for a multi-purpose device, more options is always a good thing. So if you want to buy an Atomos device, then head over to ProAV and let us know what you think of these cloud features down in the comment section. Did you see anything that would be useful in your work? Or maybe you have some suggestions for how you think Atomos could improve things in the future. Let us know down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.